Hi, this is Michelle Ziegler, the cheerleading coordinator for the New York State Public High School Athletic Association. I will be taking you through Module 2 today. This module incorporates tumbling, jumps, transitions, formations, motions, and dance, and the new information on these rubrics for the 2017-18 season. The first rubric that we're going to look at is the tumbling rubric. And the first thing that you'll notice is that running tumbling is split from standing tumbling this year. Both categories are worth 10 points when combining difficulty and execution. Skills are split into basic, intermediate, and advanced. Standing tumbling can be defined as moving in a backwards motion with no running start. It is okay to step back into a standing pass. Running tumbling involves forward momentum prior to the execution of this skill, and this could be a run or a power hurdle. Cartwheels are listed as both running and standing skills at the same point value. A team cannot use a cartwheel to fulfill both the running and standing tumbling requirement. Variety within the difficulty range can still increase the score within the range. When looking at tumbling execution, execution will be awarded based on the skills observed, regardless of the number of athletes performing those skills. So as mentioned, there's now a distinction between standing and running tumbling. Each of these skills are worth 5 points for difficulty. Last year, at least 51% of the team needed to perform something on the rubric in order to achieve a score for tumbling. This year, if some of the team, at least 30%, performs tumbling skills, they can earn a score using the modified majority grid. The team cannot gain additional sprinkle points at 30% because they did not hit majority. So remember, if they enter the majority grid with some, they will not receive any sprinkles. So last year, a 0 was given if a team failed to hit majority. If a team does not perform any tumbling in either standing or running categories, they will receive a 0. If they are below 30%, they will receive a 0. Variety within the difficulty range can still increase the score within that range. Again this year, recycled tumbling will still not be allowed to reach majority. And again this year, judges will assume progressive skills, which means that if a team is performing skills with the exact same entrance and finishing with 2 different skills, one that is a higher level skill and one that is a lower, you can assume that all of them can do the lower level skill. The higher level skill will be combined with the lower level skill to make majority at the lower skill level. No sprinkles can be added because the skills are being combined to reach majority. And next, we're going to look at the tumbling majority grid. The majority grid helps you to determine how many athletes are needed for majority. And as we've mentioned, new for the 2017-18 season, if at least 30% of a team, but less than majority, performs a skill whose base score is higher than the applicable score for the majority skill, the higher of the 2 scores will be applied. This allows a fewer 30% minimum number of athletes to perform a skill and receive points for the skill. Next, we're going to look at the jumps rubric. Again, for the jumps rubric, difficulty is split into basic, intermediate, and advanced ranges. The intermediate jump category was removed and jumps were balanced between the basic and advanced categories. Remember that jumps should be performed as a team. Remember that when it says combo jumps, that those need to be connected jumps without a pause in between. For example, a double toe touch or a toe touch, pike, hurdler, all connected. Variety means different jumps. Our basic jumps are the tuck, eagle, double hook, and herky. Advanced jumps are right hurdler, left hurdler, front hurdler, toe touch, pike, and double nine. The majority of the team must perform jumps. Full team performing synchronized jumps will be rewarded higher in the point range. Here are pictures of our basic and advanced jumps. Remember that if a team performs more jumps than required, the best of the overall skills will be used to determine the difficulty score. The highest score given for a jump sequence is quad advanced consecutive jumps with all different jumps. So just a review on jumps. The majority of the team must perform jumps. More team members performing the jumps, variety, and synchronized jumps will give the team a higher score. Know where the jumps fall, basic or advanced jumps. When you see a double, triple, or quad jump, those are jump combinations and must be done back to back without a pause. The plus sign tells you that there will need to be an additional single jump somewhere else in the routine. Highest scores will be given to quad jumps with 4 advanced jumps. Coaches will fill out skill sheets for stunts, pyramids, tumbling, and jumps. Coaches should record their skills in the order that they occur in the routine and at the approximate time that the skill occurs. Coaches are advised not to submit skill sheets with suggested scores. Here you will see the transitions and formations rubric and a reference outlining specific scores and whether they fall into basic, intermediate, or advanced ranges. A basic score is given when the team is lacking in most of the indicators. An intermediate score is given when the team exhibits an average amount of strength in their performance and consistency, but is still lacking in some criterion. An advanced score is given when the team's performance is exceptional in most to all of the criterion. Transitions and formations are scored out of 5 points. Transitions and formations are being assessed based on their cleanliness and innovative flow, use of floor, clean shapes, straight lines, knowledge of formations, visual appeal, and spacing. Transition should be seamless, flowing from one skill to the next. Creativity will be awarded in this category. When viewing the routine, transition should be clean, not choppy. Instead, there should be a flow to the routine that incorporates various skills and techniques which enhance the visual appeal of the overall routine. Be sure to make use of the entire floor. The shapes and lines of the routine should be symmetrical and clear from all angles. Windows and spacing should be clean. Athletes moving on the floor should maintain time and space, moving with intention and awareness of where they are going, and arriving to their next formation, synchronized as a team. You will be assessed on transitions and formations based on the following indicators: clean, creative, innovative flow, use of floor, clear shapes, straight lines, knowledge of formations, visual appeal, and spacing. As you can see, difficulty and execution are not divided for transitions and formations, motions, and dance. Instead, these are judged based on the indicators identified at the bottom of the score sheet, which we will be going over throughout the modules. Judges will select indicators of strength in each section, concentrating on areas of strength and rewarding the team for their strength. If there is an indicator that does not receive a check mark, this indicates an area where the team can use improvement. It is important to remember that when indicators are looked at as a strength, it is based on the majority or more of the team. An area of strength will not be given credit if it is just a few athletes that are exhibiting strength in those skills. Transitions and formations are scored together out of 5 points. When using the indicator's reference sheet, judges will use the check marks of the indicators covered in the previous slide to place a team in a range and determine where they are within that range based on whether the majority, most, or all of the team members achieve the criterion. Next, we're going to look at the motions rubric. A basic score is given when a team is lacking in most of the indicators. An intermediate score is given when the team exhibits an average amount of strength in their performance and consistency, but is still lacking in some criterion. And an advanced score is given when the team's performance is exceptional in most to all of the criterion. Looking at motions throughout the entire routine, full team with a variety of motions within the range will be rewarded higher within that point range. Motions should be sharp, strong, and have proper placement and body positioning. There should be a variety of motions that keep pace, maintain rhythm and synchronization, and creative design throughout the routine. Judges will assess motion points based on the following indicators: sharpness, pace, perfection and synchronization, visual effects, creativity, variety of movements, level changes, contagious movements or ripples, and floor work. It is a requirement for there to be a cumulative team motions throughout the routine. Full teams with a variety of motions within the skill range will be rewarded higher within the point range. When viewing the routine, exemplar techniques should be shown. Motions should be sharp, strong, and have proper placement and body positioning. There should be a variety of motions that keep pace, maintain rhythm, and synchronization and creative design throughout the routine. Motions are scored out of 5 points. Judges will use the check marks on the indicators covered in the previous slide to place a team in a range and determine where they are within that range based on whether the majority, most, or all of the team members achieve the criterion. Here is a sample of our dance rubric. It shows our basic, intermediate, and advanced ranges. A basic score is given when the team is lacking in most of the indicators. An intermediate score is given when the team exhibits an average amount of strength in their performance and consistency, but is still lacking in some criterion. And an advanced score is given when the team's performance is exceptional in most to all of the criterion. Indicators for dance are very similar to those for motions. However, it is important to separate the two. When athletes are on the mat and performing the dance section, it is in isolation to this category of the rubric. There is a required minimum of 3 8 counts of dance performed by majority of the team. If an 8 count is used to transition in or out of the dance, it does not count as part of the dance 8 counts. Full team performing the dance will be awarded higher in the range. Dance is cumulative, but I would caution you to to try to combine it in different areas of the routine where it is difficult for the judges to count and verify that you have 3 full 8 counts of dance. Motions on the way to the dance can count as motions but will not count as dance. Jumps by majority in the dance do not count as dance because the majority of the team should be performing the required 3 8 counts of the dance. Teams can throw a tumbling skill in the dance as long as it is not performed by majority. Dance indicators and what the judges will be looking for are sharpness, pace, body movement, visual effects, contagious movements, ripples, variety of movements, level changes, floor work, and footwork. These indicators are very similar to those for assessing motions. However, it is important to separate the two. A reminder that 3 8 counts of dance is required. These 8 counts do not need to be consecutive, but can occur throughout the routine. If this requirement is not met, the team will receive a score of a 0 in this category. Dance is judged out of 5 points. Judges will use the check marks of the indicators covered in the previous slides to place the team in a range and determine where they are within that range based on whether the majority, most, or all members of the team achieve the criterion. If you have general questions about these modules, you can submit them to the questions link below the modules, and they will be answered in a webinar following your question submission. There will be multiple question and answer webinars posted throughout the year. A list of webinar dates and question submission deadlines for each of those webinars can also be found below the modules link on the NIFSA website at www.nyspHSAA.org.